Do you still think you can get away without using video in your business? I sure did. And you know what though? I tried everything I could to keep from actually making videos, going live on videos. I set up my studio 100 different ways. I got everything just perfect except for that part about showing up.
Got lots of camera equipment.
Yeah, we have really gotten so that we know all about the studio, but it became obvious that we needed to get ourselves out there on video. And I'd like to introduce this idea. So you've heard the phrase, the unfair advantage. Well, Nancy and I would like to talk about a different type of advantage, and we call that your video advantage. And we'd like to share more about that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is one of the things that having a video in your business, having videos, making lots of videos and so forth, creates the know, like, and trust factor. That is a definite video advantage, really over script and paper, anything written.
That's right. And so, in any of the basic marketing terms, they use the phrase know, like, and trust factor. And video is the way to really do that. And so I'm Robert Arnott, the video wizard, and this is...
I'm Nancy Walsh.
Yeah, and so welcome. And so the know, like, and trust factor, let's break that down here. First of all, know, getting to know somebody. Let's just think about the choice. You could be in the same room with somebody and having a chance to connect and see their facial expressions, or you could be sending text messages back and forth. Now, granted, text messaging is quite common, and you can get, you can get your quote message across, but really getting a chance to know somebody and get to feel them, I'm going to tell you, I absolutely know that it's about being able to use video. You can see their expression, you can hear what they have to say, the voice, and you can even kind of make eye contact in a way that is only possible on video. And so I will say, in the know, like, and trust factor, video gets the vote.
Yes, very, very important. It even increases the message understanding, because so many times text can be misinterpreted if they can't hear the voice or see the energy that you're putting out, unless you're all caps or something. It's hard to know what kind of energy you're putting out. So video definitely shows that. And
that's right.
It then, if they start seeing you fairly regularly, then they'll get the like factor just because they can feel you and see you. And if you're being authentic, they'll get that like factor, being familiar with you.
I mean, who doesn't want to be likable? But I think also in the use of video, and you will hear me say this quite often, that there's a personal development element to it. Really showing up is part of what we need to do just to expand our own sense of consciousness and how we put ourselves out there. And so the like part, that part, I just think video gets the vote.
Yes.
Yeah. But what about trust? Being trustworthy, Nance?
So that is definitely helps, video helps speed up the process of having that trust factor. If people can see, what you're sharing and feel you, connect with you, they'll start to trust you a lot faster. I mean, they can do that a bit, with what you share in print. But video definitely, can that, create that factor much quicker and easier. And it's really, and that trust factor is huge when you're wanting to get sales or clients or, and so forth. I mean, you really, there needs to be some level of trust before they're going to sign up. So.
Right. And I think there's a key word in that too, in the trust, is the authenticity. Really being able to have somebody, even if it's on a video screen, feel like they're being authentic you have that sense of connection, and maybe even getting to the point where you just can't wait to get to know more.
Hopefully.
You like them more.
Yes.
And you're trusting them more. And so if you have maybe, let's say, a coaching practice, you could more easily sell them the chance, enroll them to be able to be,
Work with
one
you.
of your people. And I'm going to say that at this time in the planet, and the need for authentic connection and all that's possible with know, like, and trust, that again, video gets the vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the trust factor is so important. And so there's some tips. Well, we kind of alluded to that, but we can go to it a little bit more.
Yeah,
about
just
that.
a few tips to sort of, add a little bit of a, idea of how you can do more of this. And the first one is to be consistent. So speaking of consistency, there's something I'm experiencing about just having to show up, getting to show up, but being on schedule. And
yes.
so we have now that as the big tip is to get in the flow. I mean, you can certainly hear how you'll hear about how the algorithms like consistency and so forth. But I'm going to tell you from a personal development standpoint, having to show up for a meeting, but this is a video stream or posting a video, even if it's just recorded, excellent. So again, be consistent.
Like in YouTube, I think the people that grow their platform tends to get a lot more subscribers if the subscribers know that they're going to be a video at least once a week or something like that, and they'll even start looking for that new video.
Right.
If it's consistently in there, so it gets that know, like, and trust factor. Much more. I mean, people are pretty forgiving if you can miss it once in a while, but if you're missing it all over, you're completely sporadic in your posting, then that trust factor and the know, like, and trust factor kind of goes down a bit.
Right.
So
do you have any other tips for us?
Well, what we've been talking about a little bit earlier is just, especially for the like and trust factor, is being authentic.
Right.
If you're not 20-something, like we are, we're not 20-something, we can't really try to pretend that we are, a fast, yuppie kind of 20-year-old. It's just wouldn't be authentic for us.
Right.
So be yourself. But what I have said in the past is in video, you can still be very authentic and be a little bit more vibrant, more high energy.
Bring it.
Yeah. So still be yourself. I mean, we're obviously not 20-year-olds, and we can't portray ourselves that way, and we're not going to portray ourselves that way. But we are wanting to show, more smiles and energy and feel happy about, sharing. And one of the things that helps me get over the jitters, like we talked about in another live, where I can be authentic and vibrant and happy, is caring about sharing my message.
Right.
Rather than worried about how I'm going to look or sound or whatever, because we aren't perfect in that. And that's one of the things of being authentic is, not happen to be perfect, especially with lives, but to care about what you're sharing. I care that, I hope you can start doing videos, and be able to help grow your business with videos, because it really does create a video advantage.
That's
you
right.
get that video advantage of growing your business with video. And in that way, we want to share that we can help you in getting out your videos in a more consistent and authentic way, and feeling more comfortable and knowing, the tech stuff and what to say. We can all have that help, and we're going to be soon, we're working on a process to help you with that. But we also have one-on-one right now coaching.
That's right.
That we could help.
We've been helping some people, and
Yeah.
there's a couple of, I think, for us, strong points is our wisdom, what we've been through in our lives. The more life you have, I guess there's the more you're going to have been through. But the second of all is that, and the people recognize in us, is our heart connection and that heart-centered caring about people. We care for people in a way that connection is so strong that it elevates people to that other level more quickly. And it really is something that, well, you probably can experience it on the lives. And when we get with one-on-one calls with people, it's really rewarding, you know, to be able to experience that.
Help them with the tech, and we can both help with what to say. But you're amazing as far as your technology, you know, the technology that you know, and also to be able to make it in easy way, you know, to understand it and work with it and so forth. You can turn it.
Right.
If you can you know, help me understand it, then I know anybody can.
She's a good student. And
Yes.
speaking of students, you know, for myself, just really quick, I was long enough of a professor to be tenured at that in manufacturing engineering, and it was so rewarding to see the students move through the process and share my experience with them. And yes, it's a technology, but I think why I got such good reviews and the statement about how much everybody liked me was because of the type of person I was. There's a lot of ego and not such heart-centered professors out there, and I brought to the classroom something that was very unique, and I really love that.
Entertain them too in the process.
Yeah, my phrase to the manufacturing engineering students, my goal is to entertain you long enough for the transmission to occur. And in that, there's all of the curriculum and so forth, but we're going to be doing that at a whole other level. And so your video advantage is really, really, really something that we expect to have people take note of.